By the time you listen to this episode, the holidays will be long gone. But for me and Danny, recording right between Christmas and New Year's, we're doing an episode on holiday blues because, hey, 'tis the season. This is the Existential Stoic Podcast. I'm Randy. That's Danny. What's going on, Danny?
What's up, Randy?
This is an interesting topic. And before we get into it, I should just say, if you're listening to this podcast, we need your help. If you have any recommendations of episodes that you want us to
Yeah,
do, write down in the comments, send us an email, whatever it is, let us know because we would love to do emails on topics that are interesting to you. So now that
that would
we've
be
done
awesome.
that public service
Yeah,
announcement, the more you know. Ding. Well, anyways,
I miss those.
right?
Little
Holiday
rainbow.
blues. Yeah, so this is something like I know you mentioned that you're feeling it this season. I just had one of those days that's just like it's one of those days where you're just like, man, it's the days that like define hopelessness. You're just like, this is
Yeah.
just the pit of despair. Can't
Yeah.
possibly. And it's like I know I just need to get some sleep and get over it and it'll be better, but it's just like these days
Well,
suck.
that's what I hate is like, and I know, okay, look, it's like it happens every year and I know exactly why. Because like part of me, like, I do like Christmas and I like New Year's and stuff. But part of me also, like, in the back of my mind, I always dread it too because it's like, there's all this, like, your schedule gets way busier right beforehand because there's all this stuff people are doing, preparations, what have you, all that nonsense, present shopping, whatever. And it's like real busy, but you still have like your regular schedule. Then the holidays come, and like this year was different too because I also took a vacation right beforehand. So like I had a long 2 weeks where I was like off schedule, and then the holidays and stuff. And I think that is really what does it to me because it's like, all of a sudden like my sleep schedule changes, my daily routine is totally thrown out, and like which is good. Like it's really good to like relax and do other stuff for sure, and like see people and do that. But and then like it's like it also goes by so fast. So it's like, and there's this pressure to enjoy it. There's this pressure to like, and like, and I know it's all like in your head, but at the same time, it also is real, right? And it's like, so it makes it very hard sometimes to like, yeah, feel like
Dude,
things
you
are going
said
well.
you
I
said
know.
so many good points there. Like the pressure to enjoy it. Like everybody else is enjoying it. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you having an amazing time here?
Look
And
at their
like,
pictures on Instagram with the family.
yeah, I
You
know.
know?
And then like the breaking of a normal schedule. Because like I mean, I think you and me both, but I know me for a fact, like I enjoy having a regular schedule of things that
Yes.
keep me busy because it's less time that I spend like thinking about,
Dude,
am I happy? You
if
know?
I don't have stuff to do, if I don't have like my schedule, I get like almost instantly depressed.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I doing nothing? I'm worthless. What's going on? And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I know it's probably not healthy, but I like my schedule. And like, there's certain things like, thankfully, that like are still like, I still walk my dog and stuff, obviously, even over the holidays, so that still
But
helps.
like a
But like,
lot of stuff for like 2 weeks around
it's
Christmas
just
and New Year's
gone.
just shuts down. And
Yeah.
everybody's like, but you could just go on vacation with everybody. And it's like, I don't want to go on vacation with everybody else. Like, I hate going on
No.
vacation when it's just crowded with a whole bunch of people. And it's like, I just want to be able to continue doing the stuff that I do regularly that I enjoy, but I can't because it's closed. Everybody's gone. And
Well, that was the night. That was the one nice thing was when we went away. We've never gone up there that time of year, and it was actually like right before. I guess everybody goes there at like they get there like 2 days before Christmas for the holiday season, and we were like that week before, so it was like empty. It was really nice. So that was actually cool. That it
yeah,
was like we got to enjoy it a lot more. But yeah,
yeah, that was a good
yeah, it's
time.
like it's just really yeah, it is weird. It's like your whole schedule gets flopped, and then like if you like routine, it's really hard to kind of adjust to that. And
Yeah.
it just and everything gets screwed up. There's no way around it. Like and because you can't. I don't know. It's like you can't. You'd feel like an ass if you're sitting down trying to do work and stuff.
Dude,
So and there's nobody else to like around to do it, right? Like you can't. It's not like other people are checking their emails or doing anything anyway. So
and when you feel crappy, it's not like you can enjoy feeling crappy. Like today, just feeling miserable. And it's like, I can't go out and do stuff because I'm just miserable around other people. And then, like, sitting by myself, it's just like, well, I'm miserable by myself. I don't want to watch anything. I don't want to read anything. I don't want to do anything. It's just like, no matter what, just miserable. And it's like, I can't even enjoy the time off that I have.
did you ever read the Notes from Underground by
Mm-mm.
Dostoevsky? So okay, it's very tongue in cheek and it's very like but at one point he does say something I'm not gonna get it exactly right, but he talks about having a toothache and how like when you have it like you both like enjoy the pain, but also want other people to feel bad as well because you feel bad.
Yeah.
It's like that idea. And there
Yeah.
is some of that there too, which is really funny, like that misery loves company and all. And yeah,
Hmm.
but it's hard. Like, what do you can't just, like you said, you can't go out. You don't feel good. You don't enjoy the things that you normally would because of that. So it's like
Yeah,
this
and
annoying
then plus it's like no
burden.
matter which side of the whatever you wind up on, the holidays are tough because there are expectations. Like, there's the ideal Christmas where you're surrounded by family and everybody's having a great time and whatever. It's like, well, what if you don't celebrate Christmas? What if you don't have a family? What if you're estranged? What if you're not able to see them? And then there's like New Year's. Oh, you go out, have a great time with family, or you stay up all night, watch the ball drop. You go out, you kiss someone at midnight, and it's like, well, what if you don't have all of that stuff? Then like
Yeah,
two holidays in a row
yeah.
just blow, and it's
And they're
okay,
back to
cool.
back.
And they're
Yeah.
back to
And like,
back.
and frankly, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why. Well, yeah. The people that go to like New York and stuff, Times Square, ugh, on New Year's, no, thank you. Way too crowded.
Yeah, that's
Way
that's a
too many
nightmare.
people. But no, you're right. I think it is. It's hard. Like, yeah, what if you don't have those things? And then there's also like, it's funny because I was thinking about it too, because like, I don't know, probably in like at Thanksgiving, they start the Christmas movies on, and there's
Hmm.
like so many now, and
Oh my
they are great.
gosh,
Don't
so many.
don't get me wrong, like the Hallmark ones crack me up because they're so low budget and like so I have nothing against the movies themselves, but what they do portray, and if you think about it, like I think this is what screws us up so much is all these concepts of like and ideas of like what our relationship should be like, what our holidays should be like that we get from movies, like the happily ever after crap, is all such like a lie. And it's like, and you can't replicate it in real life. Like you're not gonna have a whole town get together to help one person. You know what I mean? Like, and that's like 90% of these
Dude,
movies.
and also I've been so shocked recently with like every movie. Whenever shit goes bad for people, they just drink alcohol. I was just like, what
Yeah,
a connection we're forming in people's minds. It's like, your life is terrible, drink alcohol. It's like,
yeah,
wow, that's crazy.
and all the time. I know it's great.
And it seems like a great idea.
And and it's like it isn't easy, like from the perspective of making movies, I guess it's like an easy cliche, right? Like, the person
Hmm.
who's down and dumped, they go to the bar, they get a drink or whatever. But it's at the same time, it's also like I think we forget how much we internalize the stuff that we see from stories and stuff, and then
Hmm.
use that as a model to like evaluate our own life. And I think that's like such a big problem, yeah,
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah. So the holiday blues. I mean, I remember that. I mean, we saw this coming because we did an episode back like November is
Yeah.
coming, winter is coming, that type of thing. We knew this time of year is coming. And and then now everything just kind of slows down, like slows to a
That's the
crawl.
crazy part.
And then
Oh my
it's
God,
just
after New
like the
Year's.
next 3, 4 months until March, April, it's just like a slog.
Yeah, I only never understood that too, because they put these holidays are like really like,
They are
depending,
right
I
on
guess,
top
where
of
you
each
live.
other.
Yeah, they're right on top of each other, and they're right at the beginning of
Yeah,
really
why
winter.
was Jesus born right after the
Yeah,
Americans
why
killed
didn't
all the
they
Native
move that?
Americans?
Yeah,
What was he thinking?
why couldn't they have pushed that like a little bit further out into winter? You
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
I don't know. I think the lights would have been nicer like in February.
Definitely.
It is really weird though. And then
And
you're
better
right
and
too,
more of
because
a chance for snow too.
yeah, exactly.
Could have
Yeah,
had a
you'd
white
have a nice white
Christmas.
Christmas. That's the other thing too, because and then the lights look good because you get the snow and it reflects and
Hmm.
all at night. But yeah, the that's the other thing too, because you get both these, you get New Year's, and it's like then you have a new year. So it's like that whole concept of like I think also added pressure of like, well, I have this new opportunity to like do things. Let's make this year the best. Blah 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 whatever.
Hmm.
And I think that it's like all the people that are gonna go be, we talked about this before. We
Oh,
talked about
the
this all the time.
gym
Like the gym,
freaks
right?
for a week or two.
Is like
Yeah.
and it's funny, but it is totally true. Like if you've ever gone to a gym and attended it for a long time, like January is the worst because
Hmm.
everybody comes out of the woodwork. They're like, I'm going to start working out. And they all have the same idea. Like, I'm going to work out every day. It's
Super
going to be
hard. 4
awesome.
hours. I'm gonna
Yeah.
run 6 miles every day.
And they've never been in a gym before in their entire lives.
No.
And you're just like, dude, it's not maintainable. So and then it's like you get these first 3 weeks of like crazy busy, and then it just starts to fade away.
Mhm.
And it's interesting, but it's almost like the whole schedule of the world gets messed up for like a month and a half, and then we get back to like routine.
Yeah. Well, not even for more than a month and a half, because basically since Thanksgiving, from like
Yeah,
Thanksgiving
oh, that's
until
true. Yeah,
February.
It's like
Valentine's
two
Day
months.
almost. Yeah, it's all done. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Crazy. But actually, so you were talking about lights and everything reflecting off the snow. I actually saw an interesting perspective of this. So I watched this Christmas movie called Deck the Halls, has Danny DeVito in it and Matthew Broderick. And so Danny DeVito wants his house to be seen from space because this is like back before Google Maps. It was like the first
Yeah.
satellite imaging thing, and he couldn't see his house from space. So he's like, "Oh, I want to light it up so you can see it." So he just puts more and
Good.
more lights on his house. And eventually he had a whole bunch of people like coming by his house to see all the lights and everything. And Matthew Broderick was his neighbor and got pissed off because there were people going by all the time. And I was like, huh,
And
I
it's
never
super
even
bright.
thought of that because there were those houses during Christmas time that I would drive by to see all the lights and everything
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And their neighbors may have just hated them because just caused traffic nonstop.
And it's crazy bright, like
Yeah.
insanely bright. I
Yeah.
remember, I know there's like, I remember when I was younger, I don't know if it's, they still do, it, but there's a neighborhood by us actually that where like every house like would go crazy.
Hmm.
And so, a bunch of people would drive through and check it out. And it was fun.
Yeah.
But like, that's an instance where like everybody, I guess, collectively agreed to do it or enjoyed doing it. So it's like, whatever, it's not a big deal. But yeah, if you have a million lights on your house, like that's gotta be annoying.
Yeah.
And then you leave them up for a while because it's so much work to
To
put
put
all
them
that
up.
crap up.
Oh
Oh
my
my God,
gosh.
yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't know, but I've seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, so I can guess.
I know, right? I've never really put up that many lights. Yeah,
Yeah.
not. It's a lot of work.
But I gotta say,
Oh man.
it's really nice to talk to a good friend around the holidays
Oh
because it
hell
does
yeah.
help,
It's awesome.
bring the holiday cheer.
That helps a lot. And I think also just like I don't know. I just remind myself too. It's like it's just the holidays. They come every year. It seems quicker and quicker. Ah, dude, I swear to God, this year I felt like I blinked and it was like Thanksgiving again. It was
Hmm.
like so fast. I don't know. It's just time goes by way too quickly. But they come all the time. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I get slightly better at it every year, and maybe one year
Hmm.
I'll get depressed around this time.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Maybe. Yeah. Or yeah. It's just yeah. I just don't like how everything stopped, but I need to stop, getting on my
No,
high horse about things. It should be my way. This is
yeah. Well, that is it. No, I think that's a big part of it, right? It's like that. It's also that like when you during the normal year, right, you have your schedule and stuff, and you have this like sense of control over your day, right? Because you have a routine, you have things you're doing, things you're working towards, and everything else is operational. So you
hmm.
can do those things. But then it's like everything stops. And so no matter what you're doing, you can't keep that same schedule. And it's like so you lose that sense of control, I think, too. I did actually though, what I did do was that helped a lot too, is I got a well, you sent me that book, which is nice. That helped. And then I also got I got a journal and started writing again too more. So I
Mm.
did that for like the last like week, I guess, week and a half, which has been really helpful as well. I always
Hmm.
like doing that anyway. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it does
Yeah.
help a lot. Getting things
Yeah.
on paper.
True. And what do I guess getting changing like my headspace. So I was feeling kind of like blah, and then I went for a walk, felt a little bit better, and then I felt blah there too. So then I went back
That's
home.
the worst, right? When you start to feel better and then it just like you start thinking about it and then it
Yeah.
takes it away.
Yeah.
Oh
But it's
God.
it's crazy because it's like you know that it's just this temporary thing, but even though you know it's a temporary thing, it's still like, well, I still got to deal with it temporarily, which just sucks.
It does suck. That's the problem too. It really does suck.
Hmm.
Also, it's like, I don't know. Like you want to enjoy too, like your breaks and stuff. Because like in your head, like, like you don't want to just work all the time, even though it's like nobody wants to do that. But like it's hard if you really like learning and if you really like doing what you do, that can also be a source of joy. And so it can also be difficult to like enjoy other stuff and not do that at all,
I
you
know. I
know?
feel like these holidays are only for people who hate their work. Like all these days off and everything. It's like, why? If you enjoy what you're doing, like, why would you want days off?
Yeah. And that's the weird part, right? Like I guess, and I think that is part, I mean, that makes sense though, right? Because most people, if you're working like if you're working a 9 to 5 and you get a good break this time of year, it's a chance to spend a lot of time with your family and stuff. Like I get that. That makes sense. Like it's probably really nice and you don't want to go back to work and you don't want the schedule to start. But if that's not your situation, then It's a lot harder.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the holiday blues. So, anyways, if you're feeling blue this holiday season or afterwards, particularly January, February, during some of the bluest months of the year, don't worry about it. You're in good company. We're here. We're
You are
right
in
there
good
with you.
company.
And
Yeah.
oh, like I
Okay. No, what were
mentioned
you
in
gonna
the
say?
beginning, if you have any ideas for episodes, we're all ears.
I would love to do episodes if people like had specific interest in it. That'd be a good. That's a good idea.
Yeah, if you have any
Yeah.
questions, if you have any episode ideas, any of that stuff, feel free. Post in the comments, ask us questions, send us emails, however, we'll do it for you.
It's a good idea.
Otherwise, did you have something else to say, Danny?
No, because I just forgot it now, so it's
Okay,
okay.
good. Well, perfect. So, anyways, that's it for this episode of the Existential Stoic podcast. Check us out wherever you find your podcasts, even on YouTube or wherever. Until next time, I'm Randy. That's Danny. I'll see you later, Danny.
Hey, Randy.